And here's the tweet. And you said, I left the NBA in 1994 to 95 to work on my mental health. The strain of basketball was getting older and being perceived differently was taking a toll. This man rejuvenated me and allowed me to feel relevant by giving me a green light to be me again on the court. RIP coach at Olympiacos, BC. And the coach you're talking about, I'm sorry, the coach you're talking about is Giannis Ioannidis. He coached you out in Greece.
Right.
And I wanted you to give you the forum. But before that, I promised that we were going to show off the body. We're going to show off a little bit of the game. Emma, if you could roll that video, please. We got some nice footage of you over in Greece doing your thing. This is a nice little thing that they put together. It's like a highlight reel. It's very interesting how they spell your name in Greece. Obviously, they have a different alphabet or whatever, but Eddie's putting in some work, as you can see in this video. But I wanted to give you a forum while this video rolls to talk about your former coach, and what he meant.
Yeah, best year of my life. I needed it. When you get older in the NBA and you can see how the fans react, and that is true fire, people. It was a point in time in 93, 94, where I was in Charlotte, and I think I hit a brick wall. Mentally, because I was really like fighting the idea of getting older, playing the game, and people perceiving me a different way. And I remember going to Charlotte, and they hadn't even called me after they traded for me. When I got there, they wondered if they would keep me, and I kind of hit a wall because I was still playing at a high level. But Alan Bristow, who's the coach there, he saw it a different way. And he went out of his way to make sure that I could not shine. He would limit my minutes. If I got hot, he'd take me out. It was just almost like he just didn't want to give in to the thought that I should command more minutes. And at times during that year, he had to play me, and I averaged over 20 and 7-8 rebounds. And yet when the guys came back, he would put me back on the bench. And I think I hit a wall mentally, and I went through a tough time. And everybody does in their life. And I encourage people to recognize when you do. Because when you do, then you got to either go seek help or you got to find a way to get yourself out of it. And for me, I said, okay, I got to find a way to get myself out of it. And lo and behold, I was in my free agent year. Teams were trying to sign me, and I was being very patient. I wasn't rushing. And finally, and Mark Bartelstein was my agent at the time. And finally, I just said, I see some offers from European teams. I said, I want to take a trip over there, just take a look. And I took a trip to Greece and went in, walked in, met the owner, met the team, worked out with them, stayed there for about 3 or 4 days. I took about 2 bags. And I've got NBA teams trying to sign me, different teams, Indiana, Houston, all of them. And I called home. I told my wife, I said, I'm staying. And it blew her away. Like, I said, I'm staying. I said, I need this break. And I decided to stay. And she shipped the rest of my stuff. She came over a few months later. And I didn't know anything about Athens, Greece. I was like there by myself. I was living well. They were treating me well. So people don't feel sorry for me. I was in a 4-level house on the Mediterranean, okay? I had a cook, I had a maid, I had everything, okay? So I was living the life. But I was away from home. But we were going 2-a-days. So I got there, we were going 2-a-days every day. I thought it eventually would stop. We went 2-a-days for 9 months.
For 9 months?
9 months we went 2-a-days. When we didn't play games, we practiced twice a day. And initially I was pushing back on this coach. I'm like, man, you crazy. And after a few months, I'm like, you know what? I'm in the best shape I've been in a while. Like, and it just continued to grow on me. I got into the culture. I stopped eating at just American type restaurants. I was eating at Greek restaurants. I was just hanging out. I was going to the parties where you can throw plates and stuff and throw flowers at people. And I was starting to get into the culture. And it started to eliminate some of the pain that I was dealing with when I was here. Mm-hmm. And this coach took it to the highest level. Giannis took it to the highest level. He allowed me to return to being me, meaning I had the green light. I was the focal point of the team. The crowd loved me. It was just like, it was almost getting a feeling of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
What he went through his whole career, I got that in Greece. Always on variety shows, always on TV, and being interviewed. Couldn't go anywhere, had bodyguards. I mean, it was like, and I didn't need all of that. It was just the idea that I was living really what I had hoped to become as an NBA player to the highest level, which you don't do, even though I had a tremendous career up until that point. And the green light he gave me and how he brought me back, but how he kept me right, like would scream at me, would get on me, would treat me like the others. It took me right to where back I needed to be. And everybody needs that in their life. And so when this guy passed away yesterday, it hit me because all those remembrances of him hit home. Everybody needs a person like that in their life or a situation in their life. And I applaud and I push for everybody that's going through some type of mental setback to always be conscious of that. Because I was on the edge. I'm not kidding you. I was like having a difficult time. And people didn't know that. You know, because they were like, oh, you making money and you in the NBA and all of that. But what people don't understand is there's a high percentage of players in the NBA that go through what I went through all the time. And I've learned to counsel a lot of those players. And a lot of those players are Hall of Famers that I've counseled, that I communicate with and talk to. And I know that they went through it when they were playing. And it's just a tough place to be. It really is, man. But you got to know how to get yourself out of it. That dude helped me get out of it, even though he was crazy. But he was crazy in a good way. Yeah. Like, for instance, we had taken already an hour bus ride from where we were to a game. And we were at a stoplight. And I used to always ride up in the front because we had a young team and they were silly. And I just couldn't be around them, right? But I loved them, but they were just silly. So I was up in the front and I saw a black cat cross the street. And he would not let the bus go across where the black cat crossed. He was that, Greeks are very superstitious.
Yeah.
He made the bus turn around, and we had to drive an extra 35 minutes to get back to the arena. We got there like around game time. He refused to cross the black cat. So a week later, because animals are free to roam in Athens, I had like 15 cats near my house. So I grabbed one of the cats. He was a black cat, put him in the car, because I didn't want to practice that day. So I brought the cat to the arena. I let the cat go in the arena, and I went downstairs. I said, hey, guys, we got the day off. So the black cat was running around the arena. He came out, he saw the black cat. Practice, it's over. It's all, get out of here.
Oh my
I never told him until at the end, after we had won the championship in Greece. I told him that he was hot. But yeah, man, but he was a great coach, and a lot of Greek fans actually watch this show. They watch our podcast, and so and give our condolences out to Giannis Ioannidis, a tremendous coach, and he's going to be sorely missed.
Well, thanks for sharing that story, man. And that's something that's beautiful about life, is that you just never know what situation you're going to find yourself in, and what that situation can do for you. Even if it doesn't look like it might be the most ideal on the surface, sometimes funny things happen. I had a similar experience moving to Manhattan, Kansas. And, I won't go into the length of details that you did, but, that kind of changed my life. You know what I mean? And I never thought that being in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, with a population of 20,000 people would do that for me. Again, you just never know what things are going to lead to what in your life. And it's great that you had an open mind to really be able to receive it all, because that's the other challenge to this, is that you have to be willing to accept the help, even if it's in an indirect manner.
You got to. Everybody goes through depression, man.
Yeah.
And if you're out there and you're trying to avoid it, you're doing the wrong thing. You got to get help, or you got to just pick up self-help books if you're embarrassed by it, and just find a way to work through it, because it's not fun. It's not fun. And like I said, most professional athletes, college players, high school players, it does not matter, go through depression, and you have to identify it and get through it. And if you go to Greece now, you got to understand, Eddie's still big there. Eddie's still big in Greece. All right? So anytime I got friends that always go to Greece, and I tell them, just say my name. All they got to do is say, they find out, what team do you support? And you tell them Eddie Johnson played for Olympiacos, you will probably get a free meal. Okay? So just understand that. My Greek friends don't want me to tell you all that, but they're under orders. They have to treat you well if you go to Greece and you actually say my name. And it's been a lot of years since I've been there. I think the last time I've been there was, I don't know, about maybe 10, 15 years ago. But they always bring me back when I want to go back.
It sounds like we need to make a trip, Eddie.
Hey, I'll tell you this. If I can pat myself on the back. Oh, that's what we do on this show.
I mean, you do it every day. Why not? You might as well do it.
If we did go there and I alerted the media in Greece that we were showing up, I guarantee the airport would be packed.
Dude, we're doing this.